Okay, Wendy, delivery fees. I mean, I am one of those persons who suckered into if you spend 500 Rand, you get delivery for free.
Yes.
So I end up buying things I didn't really need to get myself over that line. I'm not alone in that, I know.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
I started off buying stupid things I didn't want or need, and then now if I'm close enough, I will buy consumables like dishwasher tablets that I'd buy anyway, although it's often cheaper to buy them in
the supermarket.
But yes. So we all know the delivery fees things because, so many more of us are shopping online and shopping more often than we were this time 2 years ago or just before COVID hit.
Yep.
And because the big guys, the really big guys who can afford to absorb them on your bigger ticket spends over 500, whatever, your Takealot group here, Amazon, overseas, there is this expectation and sort of entitlement on the part of many South Africans that, we shouldn't be made to pay delivery fees. But the fact is that it's a huge cost for the retailer, and many have told me that they just couldn't do it if it wasn't for the fact that they passed the delivery fee
onto the customer.
And we would be getting into our cars and
spending our petrol and wear and
time
tear.
and parking and everything else. So there's that. But
this one is a little extreme.
Yes, there's merit to both sides, but this is how it went. Alan emailed me to say, on Sunday the 19th of March, I went to Builders in Northgate, Cape Town, to get some waterproofing liquid. They didn't have it in stock, so I ordered online. I ordered 4 tins, 5-litre tins of waterproofing fluid. Each tin was about 629 Rand, so that made for a total of about 2,500 Rand. As I made the purchase, the delivery fee was added, and it looked to me like it was 29 Rand. Now, you could argue there because it was R for Rand, 29, comma, followed by 3 noughts. But in his defense, who would possibly imagine that it would be, 29 Rand is probably on the very low side. 290 Rand, even 290 Rand would be on the higher end.
Side, yeah.
He didn't think for a moment it was 29,000 Rand, but once he completed, I shouldn't laugh, the transaction, he realized that he'd been charged 32,000 Rand.
So 2,500 Rands worth of product plus 29,000 Rands worth of delivery fee.
Exactly. So he immediately, as you could imagine, phoned Builders' online help number and asked for the order to be cancelled. He says they were very helpful in doing that. Apart from telling me that I should have checked which store it was coming from. Why, I wondered. If I order online, I know it has to be delivered from somewhere, but why is it my responsibility to check from where? And how can the delivery fee possibly be 29,000 Rand for 4 tins of paint? And I thought that was a very good point. 3 days later, 32,000 Rand came off my card. I phoned Builders again to be told that it's my fault for not checking which store it must come from and that it takes up to 14 working days to reverse a payment. So it's not 2 weeks, it's more like 3 weeks working days. I received no explanation of why the delivery could possibly cost 29,000 Rand or why it takes 2 weeks plus to reverse a credit card payment. I expect I will get reimbursed eventually, but others may want to know that online Builders Warehouse orders can be very expensive. I asked him a few more questions, and in his follow-up email he said, I had never ordered from Builders before, so I was not familiar with their site. For an online order, I wasn't even looking at what store may have it. I assumed they move stock between stores or warehouses at the same cost as other online stores. The way they present the fee is also misleading. Delivery fee 29, 3 zeros dot another 2 zeros, rather than.
Okay, so I'm going to respectfully disagree with Alan that that's misleading because I look at that number the way it's written. It's R29, 000.00, and I see 29,000 Rand, and I think most people would read that number that way, but Wendy, the context is obviously what matters.
He's arguing about the comma, and I think it is common practice to put the comma there. I mean, we as journalists, we
see that all the time.
We have to do that.
Where was this paint coming from?
It was coming from Strubens Valley Builders, which is in Roodepoort.
That's not that far away.
And he lives here in Cape Town. Well, as he said, I could fly there the same day and fetch it myself for less. Much less. You could do it a few times.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense at all. So, okay, a fair point. It was. I mean, the price was disclosed. He misread it. It was in a context he wasn't looking at it. But that is exorbitant.
I agree with him that you shouldn't have to look
At what branch it's coming from.
What branches, because that's irrelevant when you order online. I mean, unless it's really jumps out at you in flashing lights, it shouldn't be something that you look for. So
I would like to know how on earth they justify 29,000 rand in delivery fee, even if it is coming from Roodepoort. I mean, Roodepoort is in the same country.
Why would there ever be a need for it to be that high? I never quite got that answer, but
you did take this up with builders. What did they say?
With Mass Smart's Brian Laroni, he said it's an algorithmic issue that searches all stores for stock availability and then provides the customer with an opportunity to accept or reject the fulfillment cost before completing the order. And then after chatting to his e-commerce team, he said, when shopping online with builders, customers select the store they'll shop from based on their delivery or pickup location. I mean, pickup location I can understand, but delivery, I don't think I would look. The builder's website does not have auto-detect functionality for location, which can...
So it does have auto-detect.
My mistake. Does have auto-detect functionality for location, which can also be adjusted by the customer if they wish to look in other stores. I went on, I didn't go through the whole process, but when I went on just to try it, the default was Strubens Valley. I didn't go all through the whole process.
So that's, if you don't go and change it to the area you're in,
my
that's the
location
default.
was on Somerset West, so,
Okay.
He continued, in instances where the customer selects a store that further away due to stock availability, the delivery fee is calculated based on the distance between the store and delivery address, again, 29,000 rand. This can lead to higher charges, which are visible in the customer's cart before they check out. That was true in Alan's case. At this stage, the automated logic, or lack of, cannot be deactivated without impacting other functionality on the site. And here's the good part. It is, however, a 2023 priority to relaunch the builder's e-commerce site, at which time the auto-detect functionality for location will be modified.
Well, that will be an improvement, Wendy, but it doesn't address the issue of how they could substantiate a delivery fee of 29,000 rand in the first place.
Doesn't get that answer, and I just can't. I've never heard of anything quite in that league. And so, yes, it was there for Alan to read had he paid proper attention, but I mean, I don't think, first of all, you think, this is an established national company. You kind of think, and we all make these assumptions, that the delivery fee will be in the normal range and perhaps you don't pay close enough attention. It was there. There's no denying it was fully disclosed. And he had a choice to reject
Accept it or not. Yeah.
Yes, and he paid. But why? And why, why should he have to go and look for, hunt around and choose stores? I think that functionality should happen in the background.
Well, if it's going to impact the delivery cost, I think that should be disclosed. So if it's going to default to Strubens Valley and Strubens Valley is going to cost you 29,000 rand,
I'm surprised.
I think that should be disclosed up front,
Wendy.
Wendy.
Of course. But what I'm saying is, to say to him in this case that you should have chosen something other than Strubens Valley, I don't think it is the common customer experience when shopping online to kind of look to see what store they've chosen as the store that's going to deliver you're just dealing with an entity with an online division, and
this
you're
isn't
just
like
thinking,
a Checkers 60/60 order where you choose the branch that's closest to you. This is a different kind of order.
They're going to be dealing with this, because I frankly can't believe, if they're not saying this was a complete error, this delivery, which they haven't. I can't believe I haven't had more complaints.
Well,
maybe people notice it and then just like, are you crazy? To use that word again. Are you crazy? I'm not
paying that.
I'm not paying that. Luckily, I'm not on Botswana and
Zambian territory, Wendy.
Radio.
I'd love to know if anybody else listening has had this experience and has come across that figure, because I am astounded, Wendy. I thought for sure the response was going to say,
so did I.
That was a mistake. It should have read 290 rand.
They keep telling me it's your fault. So I don't blame him for being a bit grumpy.
Yeah. And again, it was disclosed, and I don't really think he's got a leg to stand in terms of the way they wrote out the 29,000 rand, because it might not be the common convention, but it is an acceptable one that they used. But how on earth do you justify 29,000 rand to deliver 4 tins of paint?
And who would accept that?
It's bizarre.
Your paint is 2,500 rand, and you must pay almost 30,000 rand to get it to. I mean, how does it ever get accepted except by mistake?
It's crazy. Okay, I'd be very intrigued to hear whether anybody else listening has encountered this before, and if so, whether you challenged them on it.
Hi there, Philip from Weinberg. The issue about the 29,000 Rand delivery fee is actually quite a simple one. How do they justify it? Well, basically, their website is using kilometers, and then they apply a per kilometer fee. And that's basically all comes down to lazy developers, because there are tons of third-party apps and tools that the web developers can use to code the calculation of the transportation costs using a third-party transport provider that gives them a cost for the transportation on the fly as the client actually enters the desired location. So all comes down to shoddy website development, and I am absolutely certain that somebody's head will roll for that, or they'll just accept it and carry on ripping people off.
Well, they have indicated they're going to revamp that website, Wendy.
Yes,
yeah,
they are. They obviously are aware of the fact that this is an issue, and I look forward to an update
further,
on that.
yeah.
I don't think they'll. Well, they might tell me when it's done, but I'll certainly ask.
Lester's just messaged to say, I found that extreme delivery fee of builders when I tried to buy something. I'm glad I paid attention to the detail and didn't make the purchase. So Lester read it correctly and went, are you crazy? I'm not paying that.
There's that word again.
Transaction.
Is that our Lester?
I don't know. No, I don't know. It's just a Lester on the WhatsApp line. So, we'll keep in contact with them about that website redevelopment. But more importantly, I think we must touch base with Alan to make sure he does get his refund. That's
I'm sure he will, and I'm sure Alan will tell me if he doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
Lunch with Pippa Hudson
on CapeTalk.